Hello, this is part one of two videos showcasing my modifications to my Marshall DSL15C. These will also work on the DSL15H. In part two, I'll put it back together and show you how it sounds. But the modifications I've done to this particular amp are I have done the bright cap mod, converted the red dirty channel from lead 2 to lead 1 of the DSL40. I have added an effects loop via the metroamps zero loss effects loop kit that you can get on metroamps, obviously, and I have switched out my stock speaker to a UK-made 16 ohm vintage 30, the generic one that they eventually shipped production over to China, not the Mesa version, though I hear that one's pretty good. So I'll talk about the effects loop first because that's the one I get the most questions about. It's the metroamps zero loss effects kit. Just Google that, it's usually the top link. So you're going to need a 7/16 drill bit for your send and return holes. You can download an actual size template via their instruction manual that comes when you purchase the effects loop. The effects loop was about $70 for me. I'm in Canada. One thing you're going to want to be mindful of when you install this on this chassis is right around here where I installed it. There are holes with clips made for holding these orange wires back here. I bent them out of the way. Be mindful of those locations when you drill your holes so you don't get stuck in them. I made that mistake the first time, and now I have a useless hole that I had to cover up in my my chassis. So to install the effects loop, pardon my finger there, to install this effects loop, you will also need a 9/64 drill bit to drill your ground lug in. That attaches to a black wire that's soldered to the bottom of this board that's already there. You will need to grab B+ voltage so you can power this board. The B+ pad's right here. I grabbed my B+ voltage from R23. Let's see here. R23 towards the back of the chassis. You can also do it off of R24. You'll get the exact same voltage out of it. I got between 385 and 405 volts out of that, depending how long you've had your system running. So according to the chart that comes with the kit, you need a 56K 2-watt metal oxide resistor here in series, as I have done, to power the board and protect it, give it the proper voltage. You'll have an input and an output. There's a few ways you can get your input and output. I chose to do it via the back of the treble pot. That way my reverb is at the end of my chain. It's just cleaner altogether. I did first try putting it in between the phase inverter, but I got a lot of noise and it just didn't sound good. So anyway, to grab your input, I used the shielded wire that they give you. The red wire goes from my input to the wiper on the treble pot. Let's see if I can give you a good visual here. If you don't know which one that is, it is this little trace here with the circle that goes between T and R. So you're going to want to cut the trace. Well, you could do this in two ways. I chose to solder my wires to the bottom of the board with the lugs there and then cut the trace. The wiper trace does go to the top of R99 and R98. So you want to solder your input from the effects board to the wiper of the treble pot. In some way break the trace from that there, from the wiper to R99 and R98. I just cut it at the bottom of the board. You can attach your shielding of that to the side of the treble pot so you get clean signal, by the way. Then the output of the effects board is going to go across the top of R99 and R98, right there beside it. Across the top of that, and that'll complete your circuit. So that's how the effects loop is attached. The bright cap mod over here on C76, you want to switch that out to a 120 picofarad 100 volt capacitor, so it'll be exactly the same as over here on your clean channel. That way you don't get a huge treble boost and a loss of bass when you switch between clean and dirty. It just evens the amp out a little bit more. Then, to convert the distortion channel from lead 2 to lead 1 of the DSL40, you want to come over here to R82, which is right there, and you want to put a 156K 0.6 watt or half watt for those that are a little more persnickety. So you want a 150K half watt resistor here at R82. Come up here to C75 and put a 10 meg half watt resistor on the negative leg of that 470 picofarad cap. That's there. Come over to C34, which is right above your V1, C34, you want to add a 10K half-watt resistor to the negative lug of that 1 microfarad cap there. And a mod you can do, but I chose not to do, is here on R40. You can change that out to a, what is it, I believe 2.7K resistor, also half-watt. 2.7K resistor, and what that'll do is cool your bias down a little bit. It'll give you a little bit more classical distortion, maybe JCM 800 territory, and it'll cool off your tubes a little bit. Makes them last longer. I chose not to do it because most DSLs use what's already in here, so I figured, what the hell, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I do believe that is everything you need to know. Okay, I will see you in the next video after I put this back together. I'll show you how it sounds. Cheers.